So I've been doing a lot of thinking, and it's interesting. I really do think that I'm believing, starting to believe, anyways, that whoever's behind what's going on in our society's politics, and I say society, really, it's a global thing as far as the New World Order. Um, I really do believe that forms of mind control uh, have taken place on us, and whether it's what we see on TV, the movies, especially media and the news. Um, to me, it's just amazing. Basically, we've been programmed in a way, so that way, as soon as we hear certain words like Illuminati or conspiracy, we have a very strong reaction to it. Um, even the words mind control invokes crazy person, unless you got some really good proof. Um, but anyway, I mean, what I was really thinking about last night was it was interesting how initially I started having all these ideas and doubts about things in the society and whatnot and everything that's going on. Um, and that wasn't through searching on the internet. It wasn't through. I mean, it was sparked by a book. Initially, Sirens of Tattern. I'm sorry, Sirens of Titan. Um, but what I found that was really interesting, it was yesterday. I spent most of the day just going through the internet, reading one story after another, and just got sucked into all these things. And then it dawned on me that although I was now driven to find this information and everything else, I started to wonder how much of what I'm reading is lies. Um, how much of this, the internet, the things on the internet, the stories that are out there that, you see the same article posted by several different people as proof for one theory or another. How much of this is just out there to just confuse us even more? I mean, if someone is capable of dividing our nation up in half, in simple terms, between conservatives and liberals, really wouldn't that be that much harder to go ahead and kind of create another camp of people to go to, the conspiracists. I mean, I'm sure there's many different divisions that have been set up. I mean, I was even thinking, I mean, what's to say that the Crips and the Bloods weren't somehow orchestrated in such a way. Um, anyway, but now I'm getting off topic a little bit, just a little bit. Anyway, so I started thinking, all right, so well then, who do I listen to? Well, where did my original ideas come from? Well, my original ideas came from me, or at least in my head. Now, whether or not it's specifically from me, originated within myself, that's something I'd like to understand better. I talked a little bit before about the what's termed the public unconscious, but what's to say that you read about the different levels of consciousness, and you've got your conscious level, that's our immediate experience of reality and whatnot, and then you've got your subconscious, which is just below the surface, and then you've got your unconscious, and somewhere deep at the bottom of that is your public unconscious, if I said that right. But to back up a little bit, how much disinformation is out there? How much are we programmed to go searching in one particular direction? I mean, if we've been taught, socialized, from the time that we were born to think in a certain way, then what, sometimes I wonder if we can even trust ourselves. I mean, what are our rules of logic, our rules of weighing evidence? How much of that is faulty? Anyway, so I started thinking about it. And when I had these ideas that I had, I wasn't looking on the internet. I wasn't searching for it. I wasn't looking deep within myself like you always hear in the movies. You feel yourself getting sleepier. You're getting deeper and deeper and deeper. Well, I wasn't. I mean, I write poetry. I write uh, um, silly songs with my son and whatnot. I don't think deeply about that. And they're usually they're clever, meaningful. You know, consider myself to be fairly good at it. Um, it's off the cuff stuff, spur of the moment, spontaneous. There's so many lies out there. I was wondering, how many things can we look at and go, well, okay, if this says white, then it must be black. Which would be nice if it was that easy, just to go through every bit of information out there and just do the opposite. But obviously, whoever's behind this is smarter than that. I think what you'll find is you'll find some partial truths. You'll find obviously some omissions, and then you'll find some blatant opposites, I guess. Um, so anyway, so then I started thinking on this whole conscious thing. What if the level that we're taught is our conscious level is really more of a pseudo consciousness? Okay, I don't know if that makes complete sense. Look at it another way. Another way? What if instead of having to think deeper about something, that this public unconscious, which maybe really should be a public consciousness. Who's to say it wasn't at some time a public consciousness? What's to say that society in the beginning, early on, did not actually, what if we actually shared a public consciousness? Basically, whether it be, values, beliefs, let's just stick with understanding of things, that it was all basically shared amongst us. Kind of like, let's leave out the values and stuff. Let's just say understanding of things, how things work. Think of all the different animals that are born, begin to walk. They all, after they take a pee or poop or whatever, they kick up those back legs, those instincts that they have. What's to say that we didn't have that? And what if we did? Imagine the task at hand for a society or group of people or a person or an entity or whoever that wanted to screw with that. That would be hard. So what that means is, at all times, even though we have that in us, I mean, that's probably not going to go away, but they're going to add stuff to it that's not true. They're going to add so many things to it to where we can't trust it. And on top of that, they're going to do everything that they can to teach us to no longer tap into that. I'm wondering, I still don't know how it is or why it is, but I do feel that somehow, by accident, by whatever, that I've somehow tapped into something.